What's up, YouTube? Okay, so I've noticed something. When we saw this drop down, you see this wick, and then the shape it made, it kind of curved up, and then we continued dumping. And then I won't count this area here because it's a bit different, but this area here, again, a wick, we started curving, we made a high, a spike, and we started dumping. And at the moment, this pattern looks quite similar. We had a spike down, not quite as long as a wick, but and then we made a curve. And when will we continue dumping? If we'll continue dumping, I did this quick calculation. I was looking at this. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. I took this area, I took the date range, the bars it took before we saw this big red bar over here, and I did the same with this range over here. I didn't count this hammer or this pin bar over here, the red one. I stopped over there and to see when we started dumping, and over here. So now when I look at these three, I look at the first one and the second one, because the third one we don't know when we'll continue dumping. The first one had a pump of about 22% to the upside, 22.5, 22.52, and the second one had a pump from the wick down to the top, 32.87. And if you add them up, you get about 50, around 56. I believe it's like 32.87 and 22. That's around 54. You get about 55 and a bit. And if you look at the third time this is happening now, and if you take that 55 and divide it by 2, you get 27.5. And look at our pump, it's about 28%. So it looks like it averaged out of the previous two. Then if you look at the time it took from the first one, it took around 23 days or 23 bars. This is on the daily. And if you look at the second one, it took about 26 bars, 23 and 26, that's 49. 49 divided by 2 will give us around 24.5. So far we've had, and I'm only counting to this area, that's 21 bars over here. So could we have 3.5 days more of this kind of action before we start dumping, or will we start dumping on this candle? That's what I'm looking at. The reason why I'm looking at this because I feel there is symmetry in markets and human behavior and numbers. There is a pattern, but it's very hard to figure out the pattern because there's a lot of manipulation and algorithms, and again, human behavior. So that's what I'm looking at. I think between now and the next 3 days, we're gonna have a move. Mostly, I would think my bias is more to the downside. I could be wrong. I say we might have, I have a strong feeling that we might be having a red July month. And between now and the next 3 to 4 days, we have Fibonacci time coming in on the 13th of July. So just be aware of that. So you might see some action 13th taking us to the 14th of July. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.